All right. Well, before we continue, I wanted to read to you. It's a passage from the Bible that you may have heard before. It's Psalm 23. This psalm is regularly shared at funerals, and it's a passage that many Christians and maybe even non-Christians are familiar with, turn to while walking through difficult times. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This next song is one I wrote just a few months ago while walking through a time of confusion, betrayal, and pain. The lyrics came after extended time reading and praying through Psalm 23, the one I just read, and particularly the line that stood out to me was, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. James chapter 1 verse 2 tells us to count it all joy when you meet trials of various kinds. Being a Bible nerd, I had to learn what that word joy actually means, so I went to the Greek. The Greek word for joy is in this verse is the same exact word used to describe the joy the shepherds felt when they saw the Star of Bethlehem for the first time. In this word joy, it's the same joy the disciples felt after hearing their Messiah's tomb was empty on the third day. And it's the same joy, the same Greek word, felt by the man who, after finding great treasure in a field, sold all he had to buy that field. And it's the same word used to describe the joy one feels when entering heaven. So wait a minute, when I walk through my darkest hours, feeling betrayed by those closest to me, when I'm hurting, crippled by fear, I'm supposed to feel that kind of joy? Well, I won't if I'm only focusing on the hurt and on those who hurt me. I won't feel that kind of joy if I'm only focusing on how hard something is, or if I'm keeping my eyes horizontal on everything I can see or feel. The kind of joy James is talking about is one that comes after looking through the lens of eternity, past the here and now, past the temporal, past what I can currently see or feel or play back in my mind. This kind of joy results from the realization that what I'm going through has eternal implications. It has purpose and meaning. James tells us that the testing of our faith produces steadfastness, a patient endurance, a waiting, not for an end, but for the next great thing. God's glory shown, and the promise that God will use it to shape us, grow us. Trials are proving grounds as gold is put through fire to remove impurities. God is shaping us in maturity, shaping us as compassionate people, shaping us to show love to everyone around us, shaping us to not fear the things of this world or our fellow man, but to keep an eternal perspective. We can't always see in the midst of a hard situation how we are being molded and shaped. But we can take joy in the fact that as time goes by, God will use it, all of it, for his purposes and his glory. This next song is called In the Valley, and my hope is that it provides someone out there with some bit of encouragement that joy, true joy in Jesus, is real and can be found. valley I will lift your name. In the valley you are still the same. Faithful, you are faithful. In the valley I will lift your name. In the valley I will sing your praise, with nothing left but a song through a trembling voice. Hallelujah, hallelujah. In the valley I will sing your praise. I feel the darkness and it's all consuming. But I will trust that your power is moving. Be still, my soul. Oh, soul, remember. In the valley I will lift your name. In the valley you are Lord of all. You hold my right hand, lead me even when I fall. You are shepherd, you are sovereign. In the valley you are Lord of all. I feel the darkness and it's all consuming. I will trust that your power is moving. Be still, my soul. Oh, soul, remember. In the valley I will lift your name. Be still, my soul. All the valley is dark. Be still, my soul. Oh, soul, remember. In the valley I will lift his name. Oh, I feel the darkness and it's all consuming. Oh, I will trust that your power is moving. Be still, my soul. Oh, soul, remember. In the valley I will lift your name. Oh, mighty thunder and the blinding lightning. Oh, mountains crumble to the ground before you. Be still, my soul. Oh, soul, remember. In the valley I will lift your name.